Hey guys, BBA here, back again with another first for you to watch. This time I'm bringing you my first invasion match. Invasion, in my opinion, is a little bit hard to get used to at first because of the different curveballs it has with what you have to accomplish in the game. So I'll try to explain it the best I can. This particular setup for the game is called Invasion Spire. There's other things you can also play, like Invasion Slayer, Invasion Boneyard, Invasion Island, but this particular one was a Spire, and the way it's played out, it's kind of like there's three phases you have to play through. The first phase is kind of like Domination it is in Modern Warfare 2. There's 2 capture points that one team has to go for. If they get those 2 capture points, at least one of them capped, then it moves on to the second phase of the game, where it's the same as the first one, except it's a different area that you have to capture, and then there's more weapons and vehicles that are opened up to you to make your job easier, but both teams can utilize those. Then the third phase that the game enters into is where it's like capture the flag, and you have to go for this core piece that's up inside that spire on this particular map and transport it to another location. If you do that, you win the round. But unfortunately, I believe in this one we didn't get it, or did we? I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention because we were too busy killing. But yeah, you can farm kills up on this if you want to, but you're better off just going for the objective. I spawned on the Spartan side. The other side is the elites. So you have one side Spartan, one side elite. And the Spartans in this are the ones that are the offensive team, while the elites are the defending team, trying to stop us from getting within their zones. As for me, since it's my first time, I had to kind of get used to it, but you spawn in one particular area here in the back, and your allies, when they die, they get to choose where they want to spawn, so they can cycle through each of their allies and choose where they want to spawn, and the player that's moving will get a notification that they have an ally that's wanting to spawn. So when that happens, you want to try to get into an area that's safe for them. It's generally a good idea to try to get up and around the outsides here like I'm doing, trying to sneak your way in, because most of the players, they'll try to charge down the hill while they're guarding the little territory area that we're trying to take a hold of. There's a nice plasma cannon there that I picked up, so made for a good opportunity to maul down some opponents here. Although I kind of failed and backed off a little bit when I was starting to get gangbanged by all the red players that were showing up here. And you see the territory area there, there's a big circle marking it, so you can't miss it. And you can see it on your screen too. There's arrows that will point to it, showing you where you have to go, so you won't necessarily get lost, but you will kind of get lost at first when you're trying to figure out what the actual objective to completing the game is. But since we didn't necessarily finish it, I think it went to a second round, but after that it'll swap sides, so instead of us being the offensive team, we became the defending team, and the other team vice versa. See here, it popped up the next objective for us, and we had to infiltrate the Spire, which I think there was 2 locations here, I'm not sure. Because like I said, I'm still trying to get used to this and trying to understand how it worked myself. And while at the same time I'm getting killed by my enemies out of nowhere, so I was trying to figure out what kind of loadout I preferred. It seemed like the jetpack might make a good opportunity because you can see how tall the Spire is, and you have to actually get inside the Spire to get to one of your objectives. So jetpack might be a good loadout to go for. Sprinting might also work, so you can get to the territories quicker, but I think jetpack would work for you. So you can see up the top of the Spire here, and you can jump down actually if you got the jetpack for a safe landing. Knocking some guys off here. Just looking around, checking out the area. This is my first time. Look, see what there is to see. Somebody I think grabbed the core, so I think we're in the third phase, I'm not sure. But we had to transport the core to a location, and I didn't realize this because I'm like, okay, you just told us to get inside the tower, what am I supposed to do? But it gave a little notice, so it tells you when you have to complete something, but you have to figure out where you need to go after that. So just pay attention to what the notices are, and you should be fine. You just have to make sure you're watching out where your enemies are coming from, as well as the weapons that are going to start spawning out. Like one of my teammates here, he gets inside a Banshee after kicking out an enemy while I was waiting to respawn. So I was kind of going, what the heck? How's there a Banshee? There wasn't a Banshee before. I'm not sure where you can pick it off, but they spawn somewhere for you to get, so look out for them after you go into like the second phase. Stuff will start coming out for you. As you see on my screen there, one of my allies is trying to respawn, so when that happens, try to get to a clear area. The faster you get your teammates in there to help you out, the easier it is to capture places. There's a Warthog that the guys had, so like I said, the enemy is going to have stuff too. So it kind of antes up things as you're going along in the match. There's a little grab lift to make things get a little bit quicker to get to. And it takes you all the way to the top of the Spire. I took my time up here because what the heck, I still didn't quite understand what I was doing. I thought I was just going around killing people, defending a territory. So I just kind of looked like, what's going on? What's these red dots and everything? But hopefully this is enough for you guys to actually understand it if you get into it. I'm not sure what happens in Invasion Slayer because I only played one match of this, and I didn't really. It's not my mode. I don't think I'll be doing this again. And see, there's another capture area. I'm not sure what was going on, but I stood in it trying to capture, but nothing happened. So I know I've got the explanation right. I'm just not quite sure how to tell you guys what's going to happen from it. And I fall off to my death. That's what happens when you don't know your whereabouts on the map when it's new to you. But that was the end of that one, and now the sides are going to swap on us. So now I'm going to be on the defending side, stopping the Spartans from coming in for the territory. And there's achievements that are going to start popping up now. I actually earned 4 achievements while I was on the defending side. So the first one you're going to see that's popping up here in a little bit is going to be called Yes Sensei, and it's earning a first strike in matchmaking, which means you want to get the first kill. There you go, see, first strike. It's easy to know where you want to go at first when you're on the defending side because you just played the other offensive side, so you know where the spawn is, so it's easy enough to run out and start firing right away at them. So you can already tell it's a hard job for the offensive team if they're already getting ambushed right off the bat. And there you go, there's another one. It's called Be My Wingman Anytime. That achievement is allowing a teammate to respawn on you 5 times in matchmaking for invasion. And it's only invasion that you can get that in. So try to get your allies to respawn as much as you can. If you see them trying to respawn, go ahead and try to let them so you can get that achievement. Me, I'm trying to pick off targets here. But at the same time, I'm keeping my ears open. See, it tells you, give me an alert there telling you that enemies are invading that territory. So I immediately start going back, gotta defend it. You don't want them to get it, so you gotta kick them out. Once you've figured out that your area is clear and that's not being attacked, start going back to trying to camp where they're respawning from. Remember, there's 2 points in the first phase, because this is still the first phase of the match. The enemies have not broken through, because neither of the 2 territories have been captured.
Alpha under attack.
See right there, it said Alpha under attack, which is this one here. You just want to keep on listening for when your territories are being attacked, and whenever it gets attacked, go defend it. And after that, just go back like I'm doing here and start looking for the enemies again, pick them off as they try to come in. And as well, when you're defending, your allies will also try to respawn on you, like I said, so. And there's a third achievement. It's called Knife to a Gunfight, which is, as an elite, you want to kill 5 Spartan players in matchmaking. So I killed 5 players immediately from the defending side. So that's another achievement you can get pretty easily in Invasion. There's one last achievement that's going to happen. It'll come at the end here, this match. But that one's called Skunked. And in order for you to get Skunked, you have to win a game of Invasion in the first phase. which means you're not going to be able to get on the offensive side because there's 3 phases you have to go through if you want to win. You're going to get from the defending side, because if you're the defending side, the game's going to be in the first phase, and the first phase is stopping the enemy from trying to take a territory. So if you have a match where you're able to hold off the enemy from taking that territory, you're going to get that achievement called Skunked. But that's going to be pretty hard after a while once players get used to how the game works and the mechanics for this particular mode. Because these opponents, I don't think they knew exactly what to do either. They're new to the game just like me, so they probably didn't know what in the world they were doing other than trying to attack those 2 points. But we managed to hold them off for the entire first phase for getting those 2 cap points, which is pretty good. So I managed to get Skunked, which means in total I got 4 achievements, and I believe after that now I've got all my achievements for online gameplay, including that killing spree that I mentioned in my very first video for my first Team Slayer match. I was originally going to do firefight achievements for y'all, but there is actually file shares people have up now for you to download, and you can actually get the 1 million achievements and other achievements related to firefight pretty easily. You just have to download those file shares or look them up on the Bungie.net website, and it should be pretty easy to get. And there you go, Skunked. And the game's over because we managed to hold them off for the entire time. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I hope the explanation was okay enough for you to understand. But if not, just head into Invasion and try it out for yourself and get your feet wet. That's the best you can do. But I hope you guys will stay tuned for any other videos I put up. Thanks for watching, as always.